Welcome back to the Untouchaballs podcast. Caden and Evan here, bringing you not a weekly pick'em episode, sadly, because NFL season, college football season, all football is over, Dwyer, until August.
So sad, man. This is depressing.
We got these 7 months now without football. I guess there's a little UFL coming on in March, but nothing we're going to talk about.
No, yeah.
We got the NFL draft in April. We'll definitely be talking that stuff, but football's over. We're now getting into close to NBA playoffs-ish. A couple months away still, but All-Star break this week. And then it's baseball time, so we're going to be going heavy on that. But this is going to be a little just end-of-season recap with football. We did a little bit of that after the national championship there for college. We might do a quick just rundown of that here after we talk NFL. But just quick run through with our picks in the 2025-2026 season in college football. Evan goes 70, 75, and 4 with his best bets at 5 and 4. I go 74, 77, and 4 with my best bets at 4 and 5. And then in the NFL, you got the Super Bowl correct, Dwyer.
Yeah.
You win by a game and a half.
Woo!
Because you finished 78, 81, and 1 with your best bets at 6 and 6. I finished 77, 83, and 1 with my best bets at 7 and 5.
Okay.
So,
very
not
tough.
great on either
No.
side for
No.
both of us. Both under 500 on the year.
Yeah. Both sports.
I will say, though, I mean, we did about
we did all right in our best bets.
we did about 150 college games and over 150 NFL games, so a lot more games than what me and Mex did last year where, the records looked better.
Yeah.
I was like 56, 57% in NFL, but this year with more games, down season for us, Dwyer.
Yeah.
We're going to bounce back.
It's only up from here, hopefully. God, I can't be much worse.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, it can, but...
I'm going to have to start, picking way different than you. Way different.
Why? What does that have to do with it? Well, you just think I'm bad,
you stink. You stink, dude. You're awful.
We'll get in next year. It'll be, much the same. A lot of college, but a lot of NFL. The one thing we are going to do, though, is best bets starting at week 1. That was the thing we decided to add midway through this year. But next year, yeah. I mean, we finished tied on our best bets when you combined NFL and college.
They're 500.
You were 11 and 10. We were both 11 and 10 on our best bets. So we were very close to just being 500 throughout the entire season this year.
For our best bets.
For our best bets and just, overall we
Yeah.
were lower. But, yeah.
Yeah. Slightly below
great.
average. That might be the new name of the podcast. Slightly below average.
Slightly below average. You know what? I like it.
Yeah.
That's what we were. Hopefully, come baseball season, we'll be better.
Oh,
Doing
we
our
better
win total
be.
over under.
If we think of baseball, we might have to hang it up, Caden, because, man, baseball's our thing.
That is our thing. So we'll have to see. But, yeah, those were our best bets. Now we're going to kind of go through our stock market, see how we did on that, and go a little recap on that. We'll start with what we did for our team bets. I'll just go first off. We both had the Ravens winning the Super Bowl. They didn't even make the playoffs. Lamar was hurt when he was on the field. It didn't look great. The Ravens' defense was terrible. Just an all-around bad season for Baltimore this year. We both thought they'd hoist the Lombardi.
Yeah, I have no words for that. It's just a bad year, man. Yeah, the coach got fired. I don't know. That was just an awful pick. We should have picked. We should have started off with one of our wins instead of the loss.
Okay, we'll go to our wins. The teams we picked our overs on, we crushed.
Oh yeah.
I had the Broncos over 9.5. I thought they were going to be able to build on what they did in Bo Nix and Sean Payton's first year together. And yes, they did. They go in, they win the AFC West. They were the 1 seed in the AFC, 14-3 record. They're over 9.5 catch really easily. That defense was amazing once again. That D-line led the NFL in sacks once again. And then, just an all-around good year by the Broncos. Choked in that snowy AFC Championship game. Obviously, Bo Nix got hurt. But just a good year 2 for Sean Payton and the Broncos. I was glad to be on the right side of that. we'll get to my unders in a second because those didn't go well. But I'm be happy that I had the Broncos over 9.5 on that one.
No, yeah, definitely killed that pick. We were both high on the Broncos because I know I had I think I had Sutton's over yards in that one too. Yeah, I mean I didn't think they would be that good, but they ended up being the top team in the AFC. They should have probably been in that Super Bowl if they didn't lose their quarterback. You know what I mean? Your Patriots, I know, would have been a tougher game. It probably definitely would have been a different game if Nix was in at quarterback there.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, everyone always says, Sean Payton's this great coach. We haven't seen him in a Super Bowl in a long time now. So, getting closer with this team.
100%, yeah. I don't understand. I'm gonna just say I don't understand the Bo Nix hate by a lot of the people in the media. I definitely think he is a good quarterback and not where some people like to put him around the bottom half. Like, he's definitely not a bottom half quarterback, and it makes no sense why people say that.
I mean, he's definitely a system quarterback, but, that's fine. You know what I mean? Majority of the league is. Okay, he's never going to be a top 3 quarterback in the NFL, I don't think.
I would agree with that.
But, I think he's going to be he's going to be in that top 15 for sure, maybe top
15,
10. You know what I mean? So, which is good enough. Obviously, that with a good defense and good weapons around him and a good system, that could thrive. There's definitely a team that could win a Super Bowl.
100%. Then, we'll go to your 2 overs now because you crushed those. We'll start off. You had the Texans over 9.5. And then after a very slow start to the season, they turned it on late with one of the best defenses in the NFL. CJ Stroud didn't look inadequate during the regular season. And they were able to get, 12 wins there. And, go over your 9.5 there.
Cade, I don't know how this team hit that over. This one, it just doesn't feel like it happened. Just that ending too, how bad. I picked them for the exact opposite reason. I thought this offense was going to bounce back, and it really didn't. I don't even know. It might have been worse than the year before. But the defense was playing top notch by the end of the year. Didn't they start off 0-3? We were talking this team's out of it.
I don't know if it was that bad exactly, but I know they won the last 8 games of the
they just
regular season to be able to make the wild card, get in, obviously win their first round game against the Steelers.
Yeah, if they had any good quarterback play at all, they probably would have by far made a deeper. At least made that game with the Patriots much more interesting because that was awful. That was brutal watching.
Stroud.
It'd be interesting what they do next year. You think they gotta bring in more competition or something with them,
Do you think? Okay, question. Because we saw the Falcons are going to release Kirk Cousins. Do you see Houston as a potential spot for him?
Is Davis Mills going to be still under contract?
Who cares?
He played better. Davis Mills played better than Stroud, I thought, this year.
Yeah, but long neck Mills ain't nobody's answer.
Is Kirk Cousins really that guy, though? I don't know.
No,
maybe.
He's not. But just
he's definitely, if he signs somewhere, it's as a backup. That would make sense. I hope he's one of these guys that goes to a team where he's a backup for a good team, not one of these all right, I'm gonna go to the Browns and be compete for a start. I get where he's going, but it's just at the same time we've seen so many times, time and time again, you lose your starting quarterback and you have this backup who sucks. Go get a guy like Kirk Cousins. How about the Broncos? Let's go get Kirk Cousins or. Chiefs, Mahomes. I guess they had Minshew. Minshew, his kind of freak thing with the knee injury. I hope that one of these good teams they sign a quarterback like Cousins that when their starting quarterback goes down, they have somebody that's passable. You know what I mean? We've seen time and time with this Dolphins team with Tua that he would get hurt and they wouldn't have anybody to back him up, and their season's just screwed. Which, yes, most of the times when you lose your starting quarterback, you're gonna be screwed, but you're less screwed. You know what I mean? If you have a guy like Cousins in there that could command an offense.
For sure. And we're gonna talk a little bit about J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings when we get to our players, but I think it could be interesting if he goes back there under Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
Competes with McCarthy, try to get him to be an adequate-ish quarterback.
Yeah, I hope doesn't happen. Don't go to the Steelers. Please don't go to the Steelers.
Him and Rodgers.
Dude, yeah, it does sound like Rodgers gonna be coming back, but that's another. I thought Rodgers still might be interested in Minnesota. I do. I think he's still like just because he wanted to go there last offseason, they're like nah.
Yeah.
But now like GM's fired and like McCarthy sucked. Like they might be more. I don't know. Would you rather want Cousins or Rodgers if you're one of those
Rodgers.
teams? Yeah, I'm with you.
If I'm any team, I want Rodgers over Cousins.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's gotten to that point, but. And then, yeah, your other over, Dwyer, you had was what ended up being the NFC South champions, the Carolina Panthers, with Rookie of the Year, Tedoroa McMillan, who I just want to point out I had number 1 as my wide receiver 1 in the draft class last year. You had them over 6.5. They finish 8-9, but win the division.
Yeah. Never a doubt. Never a doubt. That was. They were such a weird team. I mean, they really played up and down to their competition every single week. Like, there was weeks they were just getting blown out by the Saints, and then there's other weeks they went into Lambeau and took down the Packers when they looked great with a healthy defense. Very weird team. I mean, I think the best way to sum it up from a player perspective is Rico Dowdle. I mean, Rico Dowdle had some of his month-long run was probably one of the greatest runs from a running back we've seen in recent history. I mean, he had
Chuba got hurt.
200-yard games.
And
Yeah,
he was going off.
I mean, he was a whatever running back for the Cowboys the year before. Kind of
I know he was good last year.
Yeah, he just kind of got volume, but he was never a efficient running back like that.
That is
you know
true.
what I mean?
That is true.
And all of a sudden, just turned into the man, and took Chuba Hubbard, who was the paid guy. That was supposed to be his spot, and obviously he kind of went more into a committee by the end of the year. But still, this is a weird team. Where do you even see them in the offseason, going? What do you think they do?
You're right. It's interesting because, I mean, I don't know, because at this point, Bryce Young's your quarterback next year. That's happening. You like Tedoroa McMillan. Your running back duo's good. I think in the draft, if you could find another wide receiver, maybe. I know you just took Xavier Legette in the second round 2 years ago, but
Yeah, he's not it.
he's whatever. I think if you could pair someone good with Tedoroa McMillan, that'd be nice. Or, the reality is they really need to attack that defense.
Yeah.
Find ways to upgrade it especially I think in the secondary. Get maybe in the draft one of those top corners. You might not be able to get a Jamal McCoy or a Mansour Delane, but maybe a Hood out of Tennessee, you might be able to get him, and just maybe Caleb Downs falls to you and you can get, in my opinion, a top 3 player in the draft, but he just might fall because he's a safety.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting for sure, but yeah. Ended up being a good year out of him, and I think I was with you and liking that over just because they had some interesting stuff, but not at all did I expect them to come in and win the South and host a playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, that was all the Buccaneers. You know what I mean? They pretty much gave it to them.
They collapsed so hard this year.
Yeah. I mean,
That was
and it's
insane.
crazy. Bowles is still gonna be is there still. I can't believe he kept his job. I mean, he probably should have been fired before that, this year, and he wasn't. But the fact that he was there after this is just, especially with all these. I mean, there was guys getting fired that should have probably not been fired, and the fact he kept his job is kind of insane to me because the talent on that roster. Okay, I think Baker played a lot of this season hurt. He looked really good. I mean, he was an MVP candidate earlier in the year. We talked a month in, he looked like one of the better quarterbacks, and I think he just kind of played hurt the rest of the year. And then this whole team was. I mean, what guy didn't have an injury for this team? I think Abuka. No, he might have been beat up with his ankle or something. Didn't he miss a week or something?
I don't know. The thing was with him, he started so good. It looked like he was going to be a shoo-in for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
And then the second Chris Godwin came back,
Nothing.
Baker forgot he existed. And I think that hindered their offense a lot too, because when you have, especially towards the end of the year when all 3 of those receivers were healthy, Evans, Godwin, and Abuka, why was Abuka getting 0 volume? I don't know. But now it's a whole different thing with the Bucs. Yeah, Todd Bowles 100% should not have a job right now. Maybe they could have got in and got a John Harbaugh.
For sure, man.
Kubiak or something.
Yeah, Stefanski. I mean, dude, they don't have a I mean, their defense sucks. Their offense was very mediocre, so it's like it doesn't shock me that they lost the division, but at the same time, like they're kind of like a forgotten like loser, really. I mean, like people don't really talk of them as a big loser this season, but they really were.
They really were, yeah. And now talk about some more losers in myself. Talking about teams I had the unders on. Let's start with kind of your team in the Indianapolis Colts.
For the shoe, baby.
Because I don't know, you're kind of a Colts fan, kind of a Bears
I'm a Colts
fan.
I'm more of a Colts fan. Go Colts.
I feel like I've heard you say that about the Bears too, so who the hell knows? But I had the Colts under 6.5 wins, and they were 8-2 before Daniel Jones got hurt.
Danny Dimes.
And I mean, obviously the giant collapse after the Daniel Jones. Well, I mean, they were 8-2. That was before Daniel Jones got hurt, and then they just, I think, won one more game the rest of the year, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So I think they finished 9-8. So just an absolute collapse, kind of like the Bucks. But I don't think a lot of people thought the Colts would be any good with Danny Dimes, Vanilla Vic over there. But hey, Jonathan Taylor was amazing, and I don't know. It was a big miss on my part. I thought the Colts were going to be definitely one of the worst teams in football this year, and they completely proved me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it really starts with Daniel Jones, right? I mean, the guy was playing some really good football before he got hurt. It's a shame he went down with the Achilles. It'll be interesting. There's nothing that makes me think that they won't bring him back next year. Because they don't have another really plan unless they plan on trying to go Richardson again. And they lost their draft capital in the Sauce trade.
And Richardson's bad.
Richardson is bad. You know what I mean? Like, I think they've kind of given up on him. I think there's a good chance he ends up getting moved this offseason. Because the fact he didn't even give him a chance at all just tells me everything. Like,
well, and he injured his eye in pregame 1 week, and then that just kept him out for, like, it seemed like at least a month.
Yeah, like, I think that they're kind of just done with that, which, even for him, I feel like you just need a new change of scenery. But, yeah, I mean, this Colts team, when you got Jonathan Taylor, you have a above-average offensive line. I mean, weapons-wise, Tyler Warren was a great pickup for them. That was a really good pickup in the draft. Alec Pierce, free agent this year, so it'll be interesting if they try and retain him.
Last year,
47 catches to get 1,000 yards, which is I think close to a record. I don't know if it was a record, but it might have been. Insane year out of him. Yeah, just what a collapse. I mean, that was all. I mean, you go out and get a guy who hasn't played quarterback in 5 years. It was just kind of a brutal. I mean, ever since the deadline, really. And I don't know with next year. I don't know. Daniel Jones, I doubt he's ready to start the year next year. And it's I don't know. So we'll see with them.
Yeah, 100%. Then the other team I was wrong on, I thought the New Orleans Saints would have the worst record in football this year. That was one of my things I did on the stock market. And, hey, Tyler Shuck, someone I was really down on in the draft. I'm like, why are we taking a 26-year-old in the second round? He surprised me. He ended up looking not half bad, looking like, the Saints, they're going to give him a shot this upcoming season, and he definitely earned it. But they were nowhere near the worst team in football because you had teams like the New York Football Giants and the Las Vegas Raiders being absolute trash.
They're trying to lose at the end. I think obviously the division being where they were helps out a lot for the Saints.
For sure.
They didn't have a horrible roster. Chris Olave is a very viable wide receiver. Yep. Rashid Shaheed was there earlier in the year, and he was obviously a Super Bowl winner now. That was a solid. They had solid. Juwan Johnson wasn't bad. Kamara is older now, but they had some pieces. I think Radler sucked. If this team had,
I never understood why. That was what I was gonna say too. I never understood why they had Radler as their opening day starter. It made
and he was there for too long,
sense.
man. You know what I mean? If they honestly had Shuck from the start of the year, there's a chance they could be winning that division, which is crazy to say.
You're right.
Dude, the amount of they blew a lot of close. There's a lot of close games. It wasn't like they were getting smoked that much. So there's a lot of close games that they probably would have won if they had a better quarterback at the helm. But I was definitely with you too on the Saints under. I thought they were gonna suck. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, looking at Radler, looking at Shuck, you're like, holy crap, this is just like the worst quarterback duo ever. Like, it's gonna be brutal. But Shuck probably should have been the offensive player of the year. He was close to it. You know what I
Offensive
mean?
rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're pick 8 right now. Do they go Julian Love there, you think? Also, probably a top 3 player in this draft. But he's a running back, so I mean, he'll most likely be there at 8.
Yeah.
Kamara's old. Devin Neal was whatever.
I wouldn't hate that, man. I really wouldn't hate that. Unless there's something that really else like jumps out at you being them, like that would make a lot of sense for him because like that Neal guy sucked. Like they don't really have any other plan there, and like I mean we saw this year. This year was kind of the year of the running back again, man. Like it just shows like how like these teams that have a good run game are able to get far. You know what I mean? Like even without they didn't have Charbonnet, Seattle Seahawks, man. That was a great duo. They were able to run the rock the entire year. So it's important having that position down.
100%. And now, back to a little more positive. You went undefeated on your teams, Dwyer. Because you had the Packers under 10.5 wins. They finished 9-7-1. You called it, even though about 3 or 4 weeks into the season, you thought this was one of the best defenses of all time. They still finished with only 9 wins. Yeah. Hey, my first point, that's the only one that matters. Nah, I just kind of thought this offense was the thing that was going to be kind of weird to me. And it definitely
I didn't
was.
trust it. It was. I mean, again, if the injuries, I don't know if they are at 9 wins and they lose Kraft. I mean, the wide receivers the entire year were all kind
Kraft
of just
was
like
amazing
hurt.
to start the year. That is
I don't know if there was a wide receiver that I think the only one that didn't get hurt out throughout the year was Golden, and Golden was like just
didn't score until the play.
Yeah,
or not
he was
until the
brutal.
plays, but until the final week of the season.
Yeah, and like, dude, he looked like, there was like bombs that they were throwing to him that he was just like either they would overthrow him or he'd just miss it. Like, I don't think his story is done yet, but still,
Hook 'em.
yeah, Texas legend. I mean, the defense looked awesome when Parsons was there, but then as soon as he was gone, you knew his team was kind of done.
Kind of could, yeah. And they. And you mentioned it with the Panthers, like they were losing weird home games to the Panthers as double-digit favorites.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Just all around a weird season there in Green Bay, and Matt LaFleur gets extended.
Well, I think it's good.
Well,
I think he's a
I'm
good
not against
quarterback
that.
or a good coach. I don't
Jordan
know.
Love.
I feel like he's the problem. I really do.
Jordan Love.
Yeah, like I think he's a system quarterback that is like, I think it's a really good system, and I think it's helping him out. Like if you want to put him and Nix together, I feel like Nix is a much better quarterback than Love. I
would agree.
And it's tough because it's like, he doesn't have the weapons, you could say, but I mean,
Can you say the Broncos really have the weapons?
that's what I'm saying. So it's like it's tough,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I would say, I'd probably argue Love has better weapons than him.
Yeah.
All around running backs and wide receivers.
Tucker Kraft, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
You got the receiver room. I think. I mean, it's
Bunch of
comparable in a way to the Broncos, but they're really
close.
both not great.
No, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to move. I think he's going to be one of those guys that they hold on to too long, honestly, I think. Just because
Yeah, I
it's
can
just.
see that.
Yeah, again, it wasn't like an awful year. It's like, you can blame it to injuries, but you can't always do that. So, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Now, though, let's move on to our players, where, kind of like Super Bowl, I'll just get this out of the way quick. You had Lamar as your MVP. I had Joe Burrow as my MVP. Both of them were hurt. Burrow missed about half the season. Lamar missed at least a quarter of the season, if not like a third. None of them, with all that missed time, were even going to come close to winning MVP. And even when they did play, it didn't look MVP level.
Don't look good. Yeah. I mean, like you said, I mean, Burrow broke his turf toe, right? I mean, like the first.
Something, yeah.
I think it was turf toe. He missed like 2 or 3 months. So obviously that took him out. And Lamar didn't look good really at all this year. I think he was playing hurt even when he did play because he wasn't running at all.
No, especially when he came back at the end of the year. It was no running out of him. He was a pocket quarterback, basically.
Yeah, which I think he's definitely a good passer, but it's like another thing that makes him why he's so elite is the running ability. And when he's not doing that, it kind of takes away from his game, obviously. You just draw it up like with the
doesn't
Super
have
Bowl
to
pick.
key on him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. As an extra
when you
defender in
have
pass games.
that Lamar and Henry duo of either of them could go break off a 50-yard run right now, and then you're keen on that. And, oh, look, Zay Flowers is by all the safeties for a 60-yard touchdown.
That's like what we
It
saw in
didn't
the Steelers game. You know what I mean? When he kept seeing Zay Flowers because they were that worried about Henry that last week. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you could just draw it up with how he messed up that Super Bowl pick. That was just a bad year for the Ravens.
For sure. Now the players we were high on going into the year. I had Chase Brown over 6.5 rushing touchdowns. That didn't end up hitting. It really could have, but he ended up getting a lot more in the receiving game. He finished with 6 rushing touchdowns, so I got hooked on that. But when you look at it, I mean, he also had 5 receiving touchdowns on top of it.
Yeah.
Just give me one of those
not a bad lead
in the end zone, but it was a good read. Just, yeah.
And like that was like with before when they didn't have Flacco, like there's zero run game at all because they just had nothing there. Like, there was weeks in there, yeah, like he kind of just got screwed. Not a bad read at all. It's just unlucky, right?
Your overs though, one of them hit. Not both, my bad there. You had Cortland Sutton over 875.5 receiving yards. He went over 1,000. Was Bo Nix's number one guy throughout that entire season. Cleared pretty easily for you this season.
Yeah. Yeah, like we said early in the year, I thought he was one of those guys that's just kind of like a lock if he was healthy for 1,000 yards. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think he was ever going to be a top 5 wide receiver fantasy wise, but I thought he's always going to be kind of like a solid floor guy, wide receiver 2 type player.
Yeah, and you're right. As long as he's healthy, he'll be around there. He had over 1,000 yards, and you cashed that. The one sad one though, you had DK over 68.5 receptions. He finished at 59. It's obviously suspended for 2 games, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It was weird with him in Pittsburgh this year.
Yeah, I think those 2 games like it definitely could have happened, but yeah, it was just a very weird year overall. Like you think I felt like they passed a lot, but he didn't really get like no one really got a lot. It was like the Ken Gainwell show, you know. It's just like all those checkdowns and stuff. I mean, they didn't really have another threat in the passing game, so it was kind of like all right, let's just double cover him. So I don't know. It'll be weird. It'll be interesting what they do next year, especially if Rodgers returns and stuff. Like to have that one back, but oh well.
Oh well. Yeah. Now let's go to our unders that we had for the season. I had DJ Moore under 6.5 receiving touchdowns. I thought with all the new weapons they brought in over there from Colston Loveland, Luther Burden, that it would be harder for him to get over that. DJ Moore made it close, finished with 6 on the dot, so hooked badly with Chase Brown on the overs, but hooked beneficially with DJ Moore on the unders. So you take it. He finished at 6. The Bears' offense ended up being really nice. Caleb Williams was great. I don't think anyone saw Kyle Monangai being a dog like he was.
No.
Him and DeAndre Swift rushing duo ended up being great. Loveland really turned it on towards the end of the year. Luther Burden ended up being pretty good. It was just an all-around good offense that, I mean, it was tough for DJ Moore to get as many touches as in previous seasons.
For sure. And honestly, I mean, I think there's a good chance that he's not on the team next year just because how they're paying him, how that offense is kind of looking. Like, it seems like they're going towards that young, like you're saying, Loveland, Monangai or whatever, Burden. Like, those guys, Odunze, those are, like, the next generation for this team, you know what I mean, for this franchise. So I feel like there's a good chance Moore wasn't there. And, it was perfect because he didn't really fit in, you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of like he was like that guy, like the Packers game when they beat him, when Williams hit him on that deep bomb. It was like those kind of plays. He wasn't like the wide receiver one, the first look guy much this year.
For sure. And actually, Dwyer, I lied to you in before the pod when I said DK was your only miss. You had Derrick Henry under 1,350.5 rushing yards. I actually thought that hit. I was completely off. He finished at 1,595.
Rushing yards?
Yeah.
Oh, you liar. Holy, I mean, yeah, that last week,
Those last
two
couple
weeks,
weeks
that-
just went
yeah.
right over for you.
My God. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, but dang.
Yeah, that
Whoops.
week 1 against Buffalo, that those last couple just
You know what, Kate? We gotta next year. We can't take any Ravens.
Ravens.
Nothing. We stay away from the
Every
Ravens.
Ravens was wrong.
I
yeah.
mean, Jesus, I thought I hit that one. Crap. All right. Well, no, yeah. I mean, yeah. He went.
Derrick Henry was
beast mode
great
the last half. He's great again. Make Derrick
Future
Henry
Hall
great
of
again.
Famer.
He was great again. He freaking did it, man.
Another 16 rushing tutties. Yeah, just he's so good.
Yeah.
And it is crazy that he was able to do that again. And then, the last under I did have for players this year was J.J. McCarthy, under 3,600 and a half passing yards. Obviously, he was hurt, missed a good portion of the season, but that under still cashed extremely easy. I mean, he played in come here. Only 10 games, but in those 10 games only had 1,600 passing yards to go with 11 touchdowns and 12 interceptions.
You killed that one, man.
Yeah, I mean, even if he played, I think, a full 17, I think that still clears very easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never understood it. I mean, I know it's like beating a dead horse on this pod, but I've never understood why J.J. McCarthy was a first-round quarterback. He didn't do anything at Michigan to show that. He had the best defense in college football and one of the best rushing attacks, that he really didn't have to do much of anything. So, who knows? But we'll take that. So that means overall here on the teams, I went 1-2, you went 3-0. And then in players, I go 2-1, you go 1-2. MVP and Super Bowl, obviously, we're making a pact here. No Ravens next year.
Yes, sir. Yes,
They
sir.
are off our board.
That means
then
bet the house on them next year, everybody. Bet the house.
And then, just a little quick rundown on our college stock market from earlier in the season. I know we talked about it a little bit, but just quick rundown for a reminder. I had Garrett Nussmeier winning the Heisman. You had Kate Klubnik. Neither of those ended up happening. And out of nowhere, Fernando Mendoza. I had Georgia winning the Natty. You had Texas. Neither of those happened either. I'll never forget, though, our Group of 5 playoff team predictions. The Tulane Green Wave and the James Madison Dukes.
Yes, sir.
Both of them coming in and making the playoffs. Hell of a picks
It
by
makes
his
up for everything. Makes up for everything, dude.
It really does. Because, I mean, then you look at it, I mean, I had Ole Miss under 8.5 wins. They were obviously an amazing team this year. You had Miami under 9.5 wins. They went to the national championship. Ole Miss was in the semifinals. And, you had Liberty to win CUSA. That didn't hit. I had Toledo to win the MAC. They missed out on a tiebreaker to go into that MAC championship. Didn't hit. South Carolina over 7.5. That O-line was one of the worst in college football last year. They were not good. The one thing I can hang my hat on, IU over 8.5.
Yeah.
Called that back in August.
Yeah, you were like,
Said Mendoza and them were going to be good. Didn't think they were going to be natty good, but
yeah.
Indiana
Credit.
over 8.5. I love that. You got your Washington over 7.5. Nebraska, I think, finished at 7 wins. You did not get that over 7.5, but interesting season there. A little better on the NFL, obviously.
You in the regular season are pretty good, right? That's where you got killed in the bowl games and playoffs. That's where you really got bad, right?
Yeah, yes. I mean, I finished 3 games under 500, or I guess a game and a half, 74, 77, game and a half under 500 or whatever. But yeah, that really, I would be over 500 if we, just stopped picking at the start of the playoffs.
Yeah, because you were like every week was like brutal. I remember that. Yeah,
Every week of the playoffs was a losing
I was
record
like,
for me.
I'm gonna just pick opposite of him because then
And
he's
it worked.
just not looking good, and it works well.
You gained.
I
You
gained a lot of ground. Yeah.
See, I mean, overall, wasn't the greatest of football seasons for us picking wise, but I will say we saw some incredible games this year. Definitely some of the more memorable like just regular season games of recent memory for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said, I mean, there's historical games. I feel like with the NFL, it's like every week. College, I mean, great playoff run. That was awesome. The playoff race and all that. No, it's definitely been a lot of fun, and stuff to build on for next year, right?
Oh yeah. We'll come back next year, learning from our mistakes, doing some more research, getting ready, getting more dialed into our college and NFL bag, and coming out in both leagues. You and me, Dwyer, we're going over 500 next year. We're
Yes,
gonna
sir. Yes, sir.
get that 56% or
Engraved
better.
and put on T-shirts.
Considered a winning better.
It's happening. It is happening.
100%. Well, Dwyer, anything else before we depart today?
Nah, just go Seahawks. What a win.
Fuck you. I
Orange
think that's a
football.
great way to end it.
Brutal game, but till next August, till next September, man.
Yeah, I guess just a little bit on that, yeah. That was a terrible game. The O-line for the Pats was absolutely brutal.
Okay,
They let the corner blitz with Devon Witherspoon work like 6 times in that game.
Yeah.
It was the same play every time. And either the right edge or Witherspoon was coming in untouched every single time. And yeah, it wouldn't have changed anything, but I do just want to point out the refs missed a couple calls there in that game. It wouldn't have changed this. Maybe early, in the third quarter, if they would have actually called the offsides on that punt.
Yeah, that was a bad one. That was a
he
bad
clearly
one.
was moving her.
That
And
was,
then
yeah.
I forget what the DB's name was, but he should have been ejected for. I mean, there should have been a
for
15
punching him.
penalty
Yeah,
on
Hollins.
the late. Either way, it should have been a late hit on Diggs. That should have just been a 15-yarder. And then right after, he punched him in the face.
Yeah.
Usually with a ref right there too, so don't know how that wasn't called, but that's just me, and I think that's a good way to end it there. So thank you all for watching today's episode of the Untouchaballs podcast. It's been an incredible football season. We're sad it's over, but we're going to be ready to get back to it. Look out for NFL draft stuff coming, starting in March. We'll be doing kind of what me and Mex did last year, breaking down our top 5 players at a lot of the bigger positions going in to the NFL draft. We'll end it with a complete first round mock draft. If you guys have not already, hit the subscribe button down below, like the video, and comment down below what takes were your guys' best and worst takes of the preseason going in to this year's football season. Turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. Share this with your friends, family, strangers, neighbors, anything like that. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.